This is our school. Not far from here is a busy street in our town. There are buses on the street. The sign on this bus says 10th and Jackson. Here is another sign, J. Allen. That's the name of the owner of the grocery store. He uses an initial for his first name. The period after the capital J is a mark we call a punctuation mark. Try our apple pie. When we write a sentence that tells something, we end it with a period. Do you have the right time? In an asking sentence like this, we always end with a question mark. Yes, we can find punctuation marks all around us. We'll learn more about punctuation as we visit Miss Anderson's class today.
We have been using our cards to help us with our sentences and punctuation. We have been learning about asking and telling sentences. Mary, will you read your card?
Jill has a white kitten.
This sentence tells something. We usually drop our voice at the end of a telling sentence and come to a stop. Jill has a white kitten. Will you read the sentence again, Mary? Go ahead and try.
Jill has a white kitten.
That's fine, thank you. When we write a sentence like this one, what kind of punctuation mark do we use at the end? Do you think you have the right punctuation mark, Muriel?
Yes, I do.
That's right. A telling sentence ends with a period. Let's look at another telling sentence. Sally, please bring your sentence to the board. I like to go swimming. Do you have the right punctuation mark, Billy?
Yes. It's a telling sentence. It says that I like to go swimming, and I do, Miss Anderson.
So do I, Billy. Now, in this sentence that tells about swimming, the period tells us we have completed the thought and we should come to a stop. Now, how can we change this telling sentence into an asking sentence? First, we'll change the beginning of the sentence. What's the next thing we must do?
Punctuation. Different punctuation. Different punctuation.
What punctuation shall we use, Betty?
I have a question mark.
Now, read the sentence, Betty.
Do you like to go swimming?
Now, listen carefully. Do you like to go swimming? Suppose you read it now.
Do you like to go swimming?
Yes, the question mark tells us to bring our voice up at the end of an asking sentence and come to a stop.
Now we've seen the class using the question mark and period in sentences. There are some other ways in which we use periods.
But now we're going to learn about another use for the period. Does anyone have a card with a man's name on it? June? Sometimes we make this word Mr. shorter by spelling it differently. Who has a card with this word spelled differently? Bring your card up to the chalkboard, please. Yes, this is another way of spelling Mr. We call it an abbreviation. But when we spell it this way, what do we need here? Do you know, Bobby? That's right. We use a period. A period here doesn't mean that we stop here. Instead, the period shows that we have shortened the word in a special way. In an abbreviation, the period is another kind of punctuation. We place a period after an abbreviation. Let's see where else we can use a period. Who has a card with a full name on it? Suppose you bring your card up, Millie. Sometimes we don't want to write out our middle name, so we use only the first letter of the name and place a period after it. The period here doesn't show a stop. It shows we are writing an initial, the first letter of a name. Initial. We might want to use an initial for our first name, too. T followed by a period stands for Thomas. E period stands for Edward.
Now Miss Anderson is getting ready to show her class a few important ways of using this punctuation mark, a comma.
What do we call this punctuation mark, class?
Comma.
Let's see where we use it. Let's add another word at the beginning. Now, listen to me read it. Tom, Jill has a white kitten. Did you hear me pause here? I paused to separate Tom from the rest of the sentence. To show such a pause, we use a comma. When we place this word at the end of a sentence, we also use a comma in front of it to show a pause. Jill has a white kitten, Tom. We also place a comma after a word such as well when it comes at the beginning of a sentence to separate it from the rest of the sentence. Well, Jill has a white kitten. Now let's see another way we can use commas. Will you bring your cards to the board, please, Sally?
We eat apples, oranges, and bananas.
We eat apples, oranges, and bananas. When we have words that follow one another, such as apples, oranges, and bananas, we call this a series. We use commas to separate words in a series. They show where we pause as we read. We eat apples, oranges, and bananas. There's still another way we use commas. Does anyone have a card with the name of a city and state? And who has a card with a date on it? Tommy and John, please bring your cards up. Sometimes we must separate two names written together like this. We place a comma between the names. The comma separates the two words and helps us to read them. Chicago, Illinois. These numbers don't make much sense and they're difficult to read. Now, when we separate them with a comma, we can read them. July 4th, 1776.
There are still many other ways we will learn to use punctuation marks. But now let's look once again at the examples we had today.
We used a period after an abbreviation. We used a period after an initial. We used a period after a telling sentence. We used a question mark after an asking sentence. We used a comma here before a name at the end of a sentence. We used a comma after the word well when it appeared at the beginning of a sentence. We used a comma here and another one here to show where we pause in a series. We used a comma between the names of a city and a state. We used a comma in a date between the day and the year.
There are more ways to use commas, and there are other punctuation marks too, such as this one. So the lesson isn't over yet. In the days to come, you'll be learning more and more about punctuation.